Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Louis Sports Network. It is your boy Louis coming back at you once again with another heavy hitter banger with yet another video. Smash the like, hit that subscribe button, make sure those notifications are turned on, make sure you are sharing this on your social media platforms and all around YouTube. Truly appreciate it. I know it's been a while. I will be back with some NBA content pretty soon enough, and more content here it is to come. I've just been busy with work and I got some things going on with family and stuff, but I am back with this video and I got to talk about the Scottie Pippen situation. So Scottie Pippen, in my personal opinion, we all know that his book is coming out pretty soon in this month of November. And it's about how he feels a lot of resentment towards the fact that he doesn't like the way that he was being portrayed in The Last Dance. And we've talked about this numerous times. And now he has, some comments that he made about Michael Jordan, some comments that he made about Phil Jackson, some comments that he made about Tony Kukoc. And it's a matter of he feels that he's being disrespected in how in the light that he was viewed in The Last Dance. This is how I feel about Scottie Pippen. Me personally, I really feel this way. Scottie Pippen is a number 2 complimentary player that wishes that he got number 1 credit, which is what he's gotten in terms of his flowers throughout his career. But the issue with Scottie Pippen is what I said before. He's a number 2 player that wants number 1 credit. And there were moments where Scottie Pippen didn't put in the number 1 work to get number 1 credit in his career, which is why Pippen loves Kobe so much. And this is why. Because Kobe, and the reason I'm making this comparison, ladies and gentlemen, is because Kobe started off as a sidekick to Shaquille O'Neal. Then he went from a sidekick to becoming his 1B during the 3P. And then he went from the 1A, 1B to then becoming the number 1 option when Kobe was more mature and older and was ready to lead a team to multiple titles with Phil Jackson and Pau Gasol as the second best player. Kobe Bryant won an MVP award, something that Pippen almost had a chance to win in '94, but he didn't get a chance to win it. He finished 3rd that year. Also, he wishes that he was able to lead his team to a deep playoff run. Kobe was able to do that as the number 1 option with the Lakers, with Pau Gasol as his second best player and a solid supporting cast Laker team from 2008 to 2010, when Kobe was leading his team to 2 championships back-to-back and 3 finals appearances. Pippen wishes he had that success so that he would never really be in the shadow of MJ. This is what this is. That's what this is all about, folks. It's about Pippen being in the shadow of MJ, and it's also about the fact that Pippen has had a lot of financial issues in his life. And it goes beyond that. I feel like there's a lot of financial/personal issues going on in Scottie's life. I feel like financially, I don't know who has been advising him. I don't know what Scottie Pippen has been doing with his money, but I feel like Scottie really didn't handle his money the wrong way. I don't know what happened, but I feel like there must have been some people that Scottie listened to along the way that really didn't help him manage his money the right way. It's easy to say Scottie could have invested it, but again, we'll never really know the true story. And again, I feel like there's a lot of things that hasn't been said that have happened behind closed doors between Jordan and Pippen. And to me, I think that Jordan and Pippen had a business relationship. It's like Kobe and Shaq. They had a business relationship. They were never really the best of friends. But the bottom line is you don't have to be the best of friends when you step on that basketball court. It's about winning. You put your egos aside, you check it at the door. You know what your defined role is. You go out and compete and you try to win championships. That is the name of the game, and you do it as a team. But your driving forces are your 2 best players. And I think what also has got Pippen, killing him is the fact that he's been injured. There's been times that he hasn't performed at his best. Also, Jordan has won finals MVPs just about in pretty much every series that the Bulls played in when they went to the NBA Finals. It's a mixture of a lot of things. You look at his personal life with Larsa Pippen, how they ended up divorcing because, again, the issue with her piping Future, the fact that his kids have to deal with drama between their father and their mother, Scottie Pippen's son passing away, earlier this year. So, Scottie, he's been all over the place these last couple of years. You never really know where Scottie's coming from, and it always depends on Scottie's mood. If Scottie's feeling good and he feels like defending Jordan, he'll call Jordan the greatest of all time. He'll come on TV and say, what's greatness is you win a 3-peat, you retire, you play baseball, you come back, and you 3-peat again. That is greatness. Or then another day, he'll come and say, I think LeBron is the greatest player that's ever played the game because he's so potent offensively. You got to be on your P's and Q's. And again, What Scottie does is Scottie brings up a lot of hot takes. His hot takes create talking points for the media to discuss, okay? And also what Scottie does is Scottie plays to the narrative too. A lot of these guys do. Former NBA players do. It's all about a narrative game. It's all an act. And the thing with Scottie Pippen is because a lot of things are going on in his life personally and financially, it's a reason why he's coming out and bashing players for his book. Those things may be true. The only question I have for Scottie is this. It's so funny that a player that I just mentioned, right, beginning with the letter L, when Phil Jackson called him about him having a posse in the NBA with Clutch Sports, that same guy called Phil Jackson a racist. Now, once did Scottie Pippen ever call Phil Jackson a racist? Up until a couple of months ago, once he was coming and revealing in his tell-all book. You're asking yourself, coincidence? We may not know. But you have to ask yourself, what is Scottie Pippen doing with his money that for some reason he can't manage it correctly? That to me is an accountability standpoint. And some of the decisions that Scottie has made, he's regretted it. And the fact that he had to relive that in The Last Dance is what's got him so heated. It's like he doesn't want to go back, take a trip down memory lane to understand what led to people feel the way that they did about Scottie in his NBA career. The decision to not sign a better deal and taking the $18 million deal that he took earlier in his career. You know, the fact that he sat out to get surgery because he didn't want to ruin his summer vacation and things of that nature. So again, it's the decisions that you make that you have to live with that to me have gotten Scottie very bitter about his career. And like I said, he's gotten his flowers from Phil. He's gotten his flowers from MJ. And like I said, look, I'm not saying that those guys were perfect. I felt like it was a business relationship. One could look at the outside and say, oh man, they were a big brother, little brother tandem. But no, I felt like there was a lot of deep things that are going on that's not being mentioned. Scottie Pippen feels like that Jordan brought an objective standpoint about his gambling problems, but he protected himself too. While it was Scottie was just kind of left out in the open. Here's the thing, though, to be honest with you, with The Last Dance. It did two things. One, it reminded me of the fact that we already know with all of the distractions that happened in that entire organization for as long as Jordan came to that franchise, they found a way to win. They went through some hurdles, they went through some bumps, but once they overcame all that, they became a winning organization. And it was with Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, all of the players, Phil Jackson, front office. It took a collection to win. The players have to go on the court and they have to win, right? But here's my problem. Scottie Pippen is acting like he's a superstar. You were an all-star, a perennial all-star, but you were never a superstar. And that really comes and bites you. Pippen, you're not the cornerstone of a franchise. Michael Jordan is the cornerstone of a franchise. Michael Jordan was synonymous already before you even arrived to the Bulls. Now, the Bulls would have never won Michael Jordan would have never won championships without you. Phil Jackson would have not won championships without you in terms of winning the six. But could Jordan have been somewhat successful? I think he would have, but he wouldn't have had the level of 6 titles in 8 years success, I don't think. But he would have won probably championships depending on who you pair Jordan with. But Scottie, you cannot expect number one credit when you didn't put in the number one work. That's number one. You're a great player, top 50 all-time great. But the issue is, again, you're not a franchise player. You're a complementary piece. You're a number two, the greatest number two that has ever played the game, in my opinion. You set the standard for what the forward position is today. So you do have some impact in terms of your position. But understand this, Scottie. As great as you are, and I know you're doing this because controversy creates cash, but you will never, ever, ever, ever be what Michael Jordan was. Never was and never will be. That's just the bottom line, Scottie. Jordan's Air Jordan 1s was supposed to make at least $3 million in about 3 or 4 years. According to his agent, David Falk, it sold $126 million worldwide in his first full season. Jordan had impact not only on the court, but off the court, Scottie, and you're just never going to match that. Okay? Jordan had the personality and the flair that you didn't have. It's not a knock on your personality, it's not a knock on your character, but that's just the way it is, Pip. Jordan was just more marketable than you were, as great as you were, Pip. That's just the bottom line, and it's something that, again, I hope the brother seeks some help. whatever is going through his life, and I hope that he's okay. But ladies and gentlemen, those are just my thoughts on the situation. Let me know what you guys think. Bless up, live, laugh, love. Thank you guys for watching.